Good morning. It is 9 a.m. on this Thursday, and welcome to Daybreak Plus here on WGRZ Plus. And in our top story this morning, a Lackawanna priest who's been on leave from the Diocese of Buffalo since 2019 is facing federal child pornography charges, and he's due in federal court today. Prosecutors say 46-year-old Jeffrey Nowak was arrested after an international investigation linked him to an online group where members allegedly viewed and shared child pornography during Zoom calls. The FBI says agents searched Nowak's home Wednesday and recovered multiple electronic devices, including folders that allegedly contain child pornography. The diocese says Nowak has been on permanent leave since 2019 and is cooperating with law enforcement. U.S. Attorney Michael DiGiacomo said in a statement, quote, "Once in a position of trust, Nowak hid behind a keyboard and took part in a tragic exploitation of one of society's most vulnerable populations, our children. Nowak has now been exposed and can no longer hide and will be held accountable for his disgraceful behavior," end quote. Now, Nowak was a former pastor at Our Lady Hope of Christians Parish. He's been on leave since August of 2019 following allegations of inappropriate contact with children and harassment of a seminarian. Months after those claims were made, the criminal investigation file was closed. In January of 2020, the Erie County District Attorney's Office said it decided not to prosecute anyone in connection to the allegations following a thorough investigation. But again, Nowak's due in federal court today for child porn charges, and we'll update you once we learn more. A Buffalo woman who admitted to driving kids to vandalize property in Buffalo last fall will learn her fate later this morning. Stacey Matthews pleaded guilty to driving 6 children between the ages of 10 and 16 years old to the terrace at Delaware Park back in October. Those children intentionally caused thousands of dollars in property damage. Matthews has to pay full restitution and faces up to a year in jail. Her sentencing is scheduled for later this morning. Well, what can the city do to keep young people in Buffalo active and keep violence down? Those were the questions last night at a public meeting organized by Councilwoman Zanetta Everhart in the wake of the July 4th weekend of violence. 2 on Your Side's Nate Benson was at that meeting and has the latest for us this morning.
Hey there, good morning. Hundreds turned out to offer solutions for a city that wants to see change in the wake of a recent spike in violence. Councilwoman Zanetta Everhart, along with community stakeholders, organized an emergency meeting Wednesday night that was aimed at finding solutions to curb a recent spike in violence.
People are frustrated, right? They're frustrated. They don't know what's going on, what's happening, who to turn to. No one's giving them solutions, right?
During the meeting, Councilwoman Everhart directed the crowd to write down the things they want to see changed in Buffalo, such as how the youth could better interact with the outdoors and what can the city do to improve the quality of life for young people as a way to curb violence.
So you have to give people what they need. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a bunch of bored kids who are coming from traumatized neighborhoods, traumatized homes. They're dealing with all types of issues in their houses. So what are we doing about that? Are we going to just keep ignoring it? Are we just going to institute a curfew and think that that's going to solve crime? Guess what? It's not.
For some of the youth in attendance at the meeting, the escalation of violence over the holiday weekend.
I'm not shocked.
Why?
Because all throughout the fall and the winter, people are talking about other people. With things going on the internet, it's threats being shot, it's threats being thrown at each other, and eventually everybody was going to see each other in one space. Everybody knew the time was coming, and everybody kind of knew what was going to happen.
Deani Wedlington and dozens of others under the age of 18 joined more than 200 people in total at Mount Olive Baptist Church Wednesday night. She says she wants to see
if we had somewhere to go that had security, they were checking each other for weapons, and it was things of that sort, it would be more organized, and it would be one of those spaces where it would be a safe space, because you would know, okay, we go here, and yeah, I don't like you, but instead of saying something to you, I'm going to stay away from you because we're in a safe space right now.
But in the eyes of a 17-year-old, it shouldn't have taken a violent weekend in Buffalo for a brainstorming session like the one Wednesday night to happen.
There's no longer that type of bond with the adults and the kids. Everything is divided, so it's just a bunch of chaos, and it shouldn't have to get to this point. It shouldn't have to be 12 shootings and gunshot wound victims and ECMC being shut down for us to come together and have this meeting. This should have been happening.
As for the investigations into the weekend violence, Police Commissioner Erica Shields, who also attended the meeting Wednesday night, offered this update.
The good news is we are making headway. We have quite a bit of video footage, and both on the promoter, I anticipate an arrest. I believe we're going to be able to get felony charges on him, and on individuals involved in the shooting, we are going to make arrests. How many exactly, I don't know, but we are absolutely making headway on the investigations, and the investigators have been working overtime and doing an excellent job.
So what will happen with all those suggestions that were posted on the wall? Councilwoman Everhart says that they will be compiled, put into a master plan, and given to Mayor Ryan for further development. On your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.
Now, in response to the recent violence, Republican lawmakers in Erie County are calling for what they say is a tougher approach to preventing crime. Now, that includes changes to New York State's criminal justice laws. Some of them want to make it more difficult for those who commit crimes to get released. Others believe more support for police officers is needed.
We start by immediately repealing bail reform and allowing judges discretion to consider the dangerousness of offenders.
Effective law enforcement depends on trust, professionalism, and seamless cooperation among local, state, and federal agencies.
We must crack down on this violence, support the Buffalo PBA, and ensure bad behavior met with real consequences. Protecting the public needs to be upheld as a priority, and it is not optional.
Police Commissioner Erica Shields says arrests are forthcoming, as you heard, in this past weekend's violence. In other news this morning, Thursday in Maine will be back in downtown Buffalo after taking a little holiday break. Fountain Plaza will come alive with live music from Buffalo rock band Laszlo Holyfeld and hard rock band 1 Foot Up. The free live music runs from 5 to 8 with food and drinks available as well. And Buffalo Central Terminal is kicking off its new summer concert series today. Circle Thursdays will turn Memorial Circle into a community block party. The free events will feature live music and a DJ, food trucks, drinks, lawn games, and more. It's free to check out and goes from 5 until 8. And then up in Williamsville, Patrick, there's Music on Main, where you go from restaurant to restaurant or bar to bar, and there's different live music at each and every place, which is fun also.
I want to go check out Laszlo Holyfeld. They just sound amazing.
They really do.
I don't care what.
I have no idea what kind of music at all, but it's a cool name. And I also want to get the backstory behind the name. Who is Laszlo Holyfeld?
Okay.
I have no idea.
Laszlo is a very famous name if you ever saw the movie Real Genius, okay, with Val Kilmer. Oh my goodness, Laszlo was a famous character. Maybe they got it from that. I don't know. Somebody out there knows the movie I'm talking about. All right, we've got temperatures today into the low to mid 80s. Some thunder showers are possible, especially for the Niagara Frontier. Tonight, a couple of showers, and then tomorrow, 81 with a chance of some scattered showers, primarily in the morning, and then it should dry out. So here, watch, you can see some of the showers now developing here in Ontario, and those are the ones that we're going to watch approaching. Again, Niagara County, Orleans County, Northern Erie County, Wheatfield, Sanborn, Newfane, Ransomville. These are areas, Lewiston, that have a chance of some passing thunderstorms, and some of those may drop into Buffalo this evening and out towards Cheektowaga, Williamsville. We'll have to watch those. Sometimes they weaken when they get closer in this kind of weather pattern, but not always. So we'll watch that, but I have a hunch they will. Having said that, still, there's a chance of some showers this evening. And tomorrow, a few scattered showers around as well with some lingering clouds. High temperatures today, already into the 70s. We're easily going to get into the low to mid 80s today. 83 in Springville, 84 in East Aurora. Temperatures tomorrow, upper 70s to around 80 degrees. 7-day forecast looks like this. Dry weather for the weekend. I mean, an absolutely perfect weekend with temperatures in the 80s and low humidity, and it looks like dry weather through the middle of next week, Melissa.
Yeah, it really does look perfect. Patrick, thank you. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back. Welcome back. Well, Bonnie Tyler has died at the age of 76. The Welsh star known for her gravelly voice.
I didn't know.
I know. I did not know. Everyone knows the song Total Eclipse of the Heart. She also, I didn't realize that. Patrick and I thought that she was one-hit wonder.
Hero.
Right. Holding Out for a Hero is Bonnie Tyler. I didn't know that, but I know the song. But anyway, her family says that she died at a hospital in Portugal following complications from emergency intestinal surgery. So that.
So she was British?
She was Welsh.
Welsh? Okay. But she had an accent.
I didn't know she had an accent. Isn't it interesting? There's so many singers that sing. They lose their accent when they sing.
Minogue. What's her name?
Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue. I had no idea.
Right.
Zero idea.
The Locomotion. Which also, I mean, she's totally relevant now.
Right.
But the Locomotion from back in like 1984.
Right.
It does not sound like she has an accent.
Christy McVie, Fleetwood Mac, British accent.
Did not know that either.
Yep. Oh, there's more.
Well, then how
go on.
Okay, Keith Urban, Australian, but sings country.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, because I think there's a big country movement, maybe, in Australia. There's the Outback. Is that a country thing? By the way, have you ever noticed when those, maybe, I don't know if it's all accent, with the British accent, when they sing, they lose the accent.
That's what we're talking about.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, I wonder if that's true with other languages, other accents. Is it only like, when a French person sings, do they lose their accent?
Unless they're singing in French.
Right, because in Australian and British, those two languages seem to get lost in, or the
Yeah.
I don't know.
Amy is saying in my ear Celine Dion.
Oh.
She's French, and she doesn't sound French when she sings My Heart Will Go On.
No, My Heart Will Goon.
Was that, who said that?
I was
that
asked.
Tom Beard? No, that was you?
That was me. I was at a beauty pageant, and I was the judge, and I was introducing the talent of the contestants. You know, there's a talent.
And they missed a space.
And well, I know. It was 1997. The song had just been released. I hadn't heard of it. And it said, and here's little Crystal from Red Bluff, California, singing Celine Dion's My Heart Will Goon. That's what it said on the card. And the crowd.
I'm dying right now. Are you serious? This happened?
I swear to God. Yes, it was the Glenn County Fair. That's just west of Chico, California. Doesn't matter where it was, but that's where it happened. Yeah, the scene of the crime. My Heart Will Goon.
I don't know how to even move on from this.
Sorry.
I can't believe
we were talking
happened.
about British, or those that have different accents.
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Okay.
Okay.
I am so glad we added this Bonnie Tyler story in the show, and rest in peace at the age of 76.
Yes, that's true.
All right, moving on now to the Buffalo Bills. My Heart Will Goon. Okay, they're going to be playing 2 of their 3 preseason games here at home this year. We know that already. But now there will be 2 other opportunities for Bills fans to be inside the stadium before the start of the season. One of them is the return of Blue and Red, the scrimmage that was already planned for August 8th. But the team just announced yesterday there's going to be another open practice inside the new stadium. It's going to be August 18th. The practice starts at 8:30 in the morning. And you do need tickets to go to it, but the tickets are free. And the Bills say that these tickets will be available for everybody, not just season ticket holders. So they'll be available starting Tuesday, July 21st at 10 a.m. You can reserve up to 4 tickets, and I'm sure that they will go fast. In what other NFL market are people trying to scoop up tickets to open practices?
Well, it is. It's the opportunity that some may only have to see the new stadium.
It's so true.
And to allow non-PSL holders access, that's a good move by the Bills to do that.
Right. I wonder if they're going to be blocking out season ticket holders, though, because PSL ticket holders have had the opportunity to buy tickets first to the Blue and Red scrimmage, or they're the only ones who get them. So are they blocking them out? It's a question that I would like to ask the Bills.
I believe that, from what I understand, is that this practice is open. It's open to everybody.
Yeah.
If you have a PSL seat, you can still go, but you don't have
your seat
for that practice necessarily.
Okay. Well,
because they're allowed. Because again, a lot of people, like, if you limit it to the PSL, there's for some that can't afford season tickets, this is the only chance they'll get to see the stadium.
Right. And you know what? I also want to ask the Bills about the tours that they said that they were going to have. And they listed them on the website, but they didn't talk about pricing yet for the tours or whether they're public. I don't believe. But they did say that they were going to have more information at the end of June. and now we're into July, and so we haven't heard about those yet either. So lots of questions, because yeah, certainly want to go in and check it all out, and I'm sure lots of other people do. I know, it looks amazing.
I know.
It looks great on the outside too.
It does.
Yeah, so as football season nears, here are some other key dates to keep in mind. Put them down on your calendar. Okay, training camp will be here at the end of this month, July 29th.
That's 3 weeks from yesterday.
Okay.
That's still 3 weeks away.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long month,
Yeah.
but we got to enjoy it. There's lots of things to do this month before training camp. 7 practices this year in Pittsburgh, the last of which is on August 7th, and that practice is one day before the Bills hold that return of the blue and red, the scrimmage at Highmark Stadium. And that's the very first event that fans can go to inside the new stadium. That's on August 8th. Then 10 days later is that practice that they just mentioned. And that, again, the tickets for that go on sale July 21st. And it all leads up to the Bills' home opener, which is week 2, Thursday night, September 17th, against the Lions. Can't wait. All right, to the ice now. This year's 4th overall pick, Daxon Rudolph. The 18-year-old defenseman had 78 points in 68 games last year, playing for Prince Albert in the Western Hockey League. And he joins a defensive prospect pool that includes another first-round pick in Radim Mirka from last year. Rudolph says he's excited to be the newest face joining the talented group.
It's awesome to be around. I mean, those guys are all high end, and to have that like competitive nature between us, but also cheering each other on is something that's pretty special to be a part of. And we all want the same goal to one day make the Sabres, and so it's nice to have that competitiveness, like I said, but also in a respectful manner and friends off the ice.
He is committed to play college hockey at Denver next season. He says in an ideal world, he plays 1 season at Denver before joining the Sabres. This kid just got his driver's license 2 years ago.
He looks.
I know, he can't drink yet. He he was just able to buy a lottery ticket.
Wow. He's at summer camp.
However, he's very well spoken.
Yes, he's very well spoken.
Every interview that I've seen him do, he's a delight.
You know what I think about sometimes when I see these prospects that we think, okay, they'll be on the team in 1 or 2 years. What about the prospects from 2 years ago? Where are they? I mean, they're about to join. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, who was the big get last year's draft?
This is a Pete question.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? It's like, we forget, okay.
But they do go to the Americans, the AHL.
But the prospects that were chosen 2 years ago who should now be ready to make the team, are they still in play? Are they still, you know what I mean?
Or are they still in college?
Are they still, I mean, we're looking forward to some of these players year 1, 2, or 3. Well, what about the guys from 1, 2, 3 years ago?
We should take a deep dive and look at that.
Just
for
curious.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, we are less than a week away from Western New Yorkers coming together to support dozens of local charities and nonprofit organizations. This all plays into the Sabres and Bills. It's Give 716 Day next Wednesday. It's back for the 6th year, and it's all going to be organized by the Buffalo Bills Foundation and the Buffalo Sabres Foundation. I wonder why we were looking at hot dogs, but they made me really hungry just now.
Maybe so.
They have raised $6 million to date. This year's online campaign runs from 7:16 p.m. on July 15th through July 16th. Lots of special incentives, too, for those who give back. The Bills say the first 100 people who donate $1,000 or more will get a Josh Allen jersey featuring a special patch. And the Sabres are also offering autographed jerseys to the first 100 people who donate $716 or more. They've raised so much money. And you can also, give small amounts to maybe a couple different organizations or charities that you feel passionate about. But you'll see lots of the charities come out on social media about 716 Day, Give 716. And, this is one of their big fundraisers of the year. So give what you can and show why we are the city of good neighbors. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll chat more coming up right after the break. All right, the nominees are out for the 78th Emmy Awards, and the Television Academy unveiled the list yesterday in an event hosted by Emmy winners Liza Colon-Zayas from The Bear and Jeff Hiller from the show Somebody Somewhere. Now, The Pit leads the way with 25 nominations, including Noah Wyle for lead actor in a drama series. HBO's Hacks followed closely behind with 24 nominations. I've never seen that.
I haven't either. I
need
love
to
Jennifer
binge it.
Smart. She's so funny.
And then Apple TV, is that right? Apple TV Plus shows Widow Bay and Pluribus earned 19 and 18 nominations.
What was it, Jean Smart?
Jean Smart.
Jean Smart.
Yes.
Thank you, Lauren.
She is, yes, that was Lauren Maroney there. Lauren should join us on set for this one. I feel like she knows so much about all of these things. And theater.
Believe me, I go to her for all sorts of information that I can't remember.
Okay, you know what? Mark Barger is here to highlight some of the key nominees.
And so it begins.
The HBO Max hospital drama The Pit scored big at this morning's Emmy nominations with 25, including Best Drama and Best Actor for Noah Wyle, awards that were among the 5 it won last year.
Good morning, Carol.
Apple TV's Pluribus is among The Pit's rivals for Best Drama, with Ray Seahorn in the chase for Best Actress.
The world outside is no longer survivable.
Paradise is another Best Drama contender, with Sterling K. Brown up for Best Actor.
The Pentagon is drawing up battle plans for a war with Great Britain.
The Best Drama field also includes The Diplomat, as well as 4 other series: The Gilded Age, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Slow Horses, and Your Friends and Neighbors.
I have been told that I cannot so much as perform one single joke.
But Jean Smart could make it 5 wins for Best Actress in a Comedy for Hacks. Her show earned 24 nominations overall, including Best Comedy. Its competition includes another past winner, The Bear.
And it started with calls.
The horror comedy Widow's Bay is one of 2 newcomers up for Best Comedy, along with Margot's Got Money Troubles. Abbott Elementary is also looking to break through with a Best Comedy win, along with Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, and Shrinking.
Incredibly proud.
Stephen Colbert could add to his Emmy collection. The Late Show's final season is up for Best Variety Series against The Daily Show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and Saturday Night Live. The awards will be handed out Monday, September 14th on NBC, with Mariska Hargitay serving as host. Mark Barger, NBC Entertainment.
How does she not age
I
also?
know. Well, when she has good DNA, her mother, Jean Mansfield.
Oh, yes.
So she's got good DNA.
Yes.
But yeah, she is just such, she owns that character, Olivia, and she's great.
Yeah. But the shows that Patrick and I both have seen that we like so much are The Pit and The Bear.
Right.
They're great. But The Bear is in the comedy series, and I just don't.
I know there
definitely are funny moments.
Funny bits, and some characters are funnier than others. But yeah, I mean, it's really not laugh out loud funny. But the characters you just get so invested in them, and I love that show. And the way that the Carmi, when he talks to you, he looks into your soul,
Those
right?
blue eyes.
And he's just, and there's so much not talking. They're just staring at each other, right? There's a lot of not talking.
Yeah.
and it's just as good.
Right. And you know what I really paid attention to this year, because I was reading a review about it, is how beautiful the food really is.
And so simple. The scallop.
Yes.
And just with the
and
little,
the peas.
The snow peas.
Have you ever seen
and then the
green
Brussels
berries?
sprouts with little pieces of mint on them. I know it's.
We should all plate our food with tweezers.
Yeah. Well, it's like it doesn't look like a lot of food,
Right.
but it's beautiful. Plate it with tweezers. I don't want my ribeye served with tweezers.
No, Elliot eats hot dogs and buttered noodles, and I like putting it on with tweezers on the plate.
With a little parsley decoration. It's good. It's a good show.
Like, I
If you
don't
haven't
green on
watched
my
it,
plate.
It's a great show.
Yeah, a good show. And then The Pit. You and I have talked about this so many times. How do they remember these lines?
Right.
And it's just, and everything is so fast. Right. And they have to be doing things as they're saying it. How does it? Yeah. I need to go back and like watch some interviews with Noah Wyle to figure out how they do this. And not just him. There have been so many actors and actresses who play the doctors and the nurses who are nominated for supporting roles who are equally as brilliant. It's just so great.
It's so fast, the choreography of everybody coming in and out, because it seems to be just like one constant camera shot. And
it makes you think back to ER also.
Yeah.
Which was such a great NBC show from the 90s that Noah Wyle was in.
But the difference is you had Eric LaSalle, you had George Clooney. The Pit, you have a bunch of actors who are wonderful, but you might not have heard of them. A lot of them are from Broadway. or the theater, and now they're on this show, and you're discovering how talented they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really makes you appreciate like what they do when they do it so well.
Exactly.
And then there's a lot of that I've never seen, and now I need to binge a lot of these shows before the Emmy Awards are on September 14th, but they're right here on Channel 2. Okay, tonight, another Bison's game. Max Scherzer, by the way, was pitching yesterday. They ended up losing. He didn't pitch very well, but he is trying to recover from a shoulder injury. But tonight is the Luchas de Buffalo game, which the jerseys are so cool. Weather should be okay as long as the rain doesn't
I can't
north.
rule out a shower in the vicinity of the game tonight. I'm just going to say that. It's not chances are it'll stay dry, but I would not be surprised if a shower is close.
Summer storms are hard
to
figure out.
But one could be close to the stadium tonight. Yeah.
Okay, but at least dry for a taste of Buffalo this weekend, and Queen of Heaven Carnival. Cruise night is tonight too, so much going on this weekend. And should be a good one for it. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow for Daybreak, anytime from 4:30 to 9:30. Bye, everybody.